and the attorney would engage my services to find their own client because they couldn't find him. And I would go out and I would find him, and him and his wife separated a couple times over it.
Over him being addicted to pills?
Over him being addicted to the pills. Because after the 2 surgeries and after he kind of recovered, he didn't recover from the pain pills.
And welcome back to another episode of True Stories from a Real Private Eye. I'm your host, Vinnie Coppola. With me, as always, is Lynn Lambdin, a real private investigator right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it, each and every one of you. Thanks for being here. And I heard we got a real special one today. What's going on, Lynn? What do you got for us?
Vinny, how are you today, buddy?
I'm good, my friend.
Well, Vinny, we got a we'll have a guest come on later, but we'll introduce them when they get here.
Okay.
Today, we're going to talk about a sad case, a very sad case.
Okay.
It was a car accident. Gentleman is in a pretty serious car accident. He got some pretty serious injury. Got some ruptured disc in his back.
Was it his fault?
No, it was not.
Okay.
He got hit by a box truck.
Okay.
And there was a $2 million insurance policy on the truck. So it was a commercial truck owned by a business. And he got his hip broken, ruptured disc, and got his hip broken. And he wasn't able to work for a while. And he had to have a couple of surgeries. And during the surgeries, or after the surgeries, after both surgeries, they prescribed him pain pills. And they prescribed him some pretty serious pain pills, and he got addicted to pain pills.
Oh, man.
And he keeps disappearing, and the attorney can't find him. And the attorney would engage my services to find their own client because they couldn't find him. And I would go out and I would find him, and him and his wife separated a couple times over it.
Over him being addicted to pills?
Over him being addicted to the pills. Because after the 2 surgeries and after he kind of recovered, he didn't recover from the pain pills.
Right.
So his wife would leave him because he wouldn't work. They were losing vehicles. Their power would get shut off. He would disappear for 2 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days at a time. And he had a pretty serious addiction to pain pills.
Yeah.
And so the attorneys would, this particular attorney would engage my services to go, knock on doors, find relatives that could help me locate him. And at one time we took him a burner phone and said, "Here, this is just for you to communicate with the attorney till we can settle this case."
Yeah. So he hasn't gotten the $2 million yet.
No. He had not gotten the $2 million.
Okay.
Because he was still in treatment, even though he had the surgeries, he was still receiving treatment, and was scheduled to have a 3rd surgery later on down the road. And unfortunately, he OD'd and died.
Oh, man. Before getting the money, huh?
Well, before he got the money,
yeah,
his estate got the money.
Yeah.
But he didn't get it. He never seen the money.
So his wife got it.
His wife got it. Yeah. His wife eventually got like 1.6, 1.7 million. We did. I'm sorry, Vinny. They did get the full 2 million because what happened was we were able to show that he was addicted to the pain pills because of the accident and had never been addicted to any kind of drug before the accident.
Right.
And so we actually went to court and argued in court and won the case in court. Now, this took like 4 years by the time the accident happened, by the time he went through his surgeries, and we filed the lawsuit, and he passed. Once he passed, then we asked for a court date. Then the time the court date came around, it was like 4.5 years. And the court awarded us the $2 million. And of course, the insurance company didn't want to pay it. They wanted to negotiate it down, and the attorney said, no, we're not going to negotiate. You're going to pay it, or, you're going to appeal it. And they ended up paying it. They didn't appeal it. They ended up paying it. And, of course, the attorneys got their 40%, and his wife got the 60%, which, you can't complain about that at this point, because it was a long, drawn out battle. And it was a hard fought case, especially, showing that the addiction was caused by the car accident was a very, very, very tough fight. And even getting something like that, getting the judge to allow that into court was tough. It was something that courts don't like to allow in, because you have to show causation. And how do you show that a car accident caused a drug habit?
Yeah, and how do you prove that he never had an addiction before then?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of character witnesses we had to bring into court.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot of character witnesses, even bosses.
And this was after he was dead.
And this was after he was dead.
Yeah, wow.
And the good thing about it was, Vinny, he had a job where that he was drug tested regularly, because he had a CDL license, and he drove for a company that drug tested him randomly. Mm-hmm. So the company that he worked for, the insurance company that insured them, required that they just come into work one day and randomly pick somebody and drug test them. And he had been there for like 16 years at this one company. And he had been randomly picked for drug tests in that 16 years a couple of times, or not more than a couple, but he had been picked many, many times. I don't know how many times. I can't remember. But in the 16 years, he had been picked randomly. Throughout the 16 years, he'd been picked several times. Yeah. And he'd never had a positive drug test.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was probably strong for the case.
And that was very strong for the case. That helped us out tremendously, especially in front of a jury. I mean, you think about you sitting on a jury, and us bringing a laboratory in who tested him, and putting this in front of them and saying, this is an independent laboratory. How many times did you drug test him over the 16 years? Yeah. And, what was his test? We're not presenting it. The lab who done it is presenting it. Right. How do you do this? And I don't remember exactly, it was a random drug test. They come in, they pick like 4 people. They say, you, and you, let's go. We're going to have a drug test, and you have to go give a drug test. Yeah. You have no choice. If you refuse the drug test, you lose your job. Yeah. 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 And it was a requirement for the job in order for because it lowered their insurance, and it also was a requirement because of the type of job it was. Yeah. So it was one of those situations. Yeah. And, wow. The only interaction I ever had with the guy was when I would go hunt him for the attorney. But then after he passed, I got involved with it because I subpoenaed a lot of people in the case. Yeah. But I kind of felt a loss when he passed, and they told me that he had passed. I kind of felt a loss. And, I've worked several cases where that our client has died. And I always feel a loss in those cases because you get to know these people.
Yeah. Was he at home or was he like at a motel all strung out when he died?
No, he died at home in his bed.
Just overdosed and
just overdosed in his bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was before the fentanyl craze. He didn't like get a bad fentanyl or anything. He just took too much pain pills and died.
Yeah.
Yeah, just overdosed and died.
Man, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Good for her, I guess. 1.6.
No. They got the full $2 million. I was thinking of a different case. They got the full. They got the full $2 million, but the attorneys got 40%.
Yeah,
and plus expenses. So she probably walked with. She probably walked out the door with about $1 million.
Yeah.
A
little over $1 million if it was only 40%. Yeah.
Yeah, 40%, but there was quite a bit of expense in the case.
Yeah.
So she probably walked with 1.2.
Yeah.
Decent. Yeah, 1.1 million. She probably walked about 1.1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can live. You take it easy with the expenses. You can live okay for a pretty good long amount of time in Atlanta on 1.2 million.
Well, yeah, you put it in a nice, high interest bearing account, and you can supplement your income pretty nicely.
Yeah, for sure.
But most people don't do that, Vinny. We've discussed that many times.
I know. People just go crazy.
Yeah, most people
spend it all. Then, like a year later, they're going, "Oh, I got to get a job."
A year? You mean 3 months later?
Yeah, sometimes 3 months.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how to identify addiction. So let's bring Tyler on.
Okay.
Tyler has an education in addiction.
Okay.
And how to identify a loved one who has been addicted to drugs or who is addicted to drugs, and who how loved one can identify it. So if one of your loved one is on drugs, you can identify it.
Yeah.
And speaking with Tyler, I didn't realize, but there's probably 2 drug dealers on my street
right now.
Well, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, Vinny. You're going to be shocked at how many people deal drugs. I mean, I didn't realize that they were drug dealers on every corner.
Really?
Yes, it's amazing. It really is. But Tyler will log on here. So, Vinny, here's Tyler, who has an education in drug addiction.
Welcome, Tyler. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
And he can tell you how to identify people who are on drugs and what to look for. And he has a formal education, formal type education. He has studied. He has had a formal training in it, and knows what to look for, and has talked with a lot of people, and talked to a lot of drug addicts, and has told me that a lot of people on my street sells drugs, or a couple of people on my street sells drugs.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you'll find out if you just talk to the right people.
Yeah. For sure.
So I'll let Tyler, I want to let Tyler start just by telling him, and I don't want him to identify anybody, but just Tyler, on our street here, how many people are you aware that sells drugs?
At least 4.
Right here on our street.
Well, Lynn, I know where you live, so if I ever need something, I'm coming to your neighborhood.
Just knock on the doors. Go, hey, wrong house, sorry.
Yeah, wrong house. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Simple Funding, LLC. For all of your pre-settlement funding needs, contact Simple Funding, LLC to receive your money promptly. They're a customer-centric legal funding company that provides exceptional funding solutions at affordable rates. Simple Funding covers a diverse range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, worker compensation, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and more. They recognize that life goes on and you need to access your funds immediately, which is why they offer clients a swift and efficient process with minimal documentation requirements. For more information, visit simplefundingllc.com or contact them directly at 678-855-6232.
Vinny, I would have never guessed it in my neighborhood. Not that I live in a great neighborhood or a fancy neighborhood or anything, but I live in a pretty nice neighborhood.
Right.
A lot of high-end vehicles and a lot of high-end houses.
Yeah.
Which they can afford by selling the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they can afford by selling the drugs.
Right. Right.
So I was amazed, Vinny. I was amazed.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
but I'm gonna let Tyler explain how to identify. So if you want to identify how your wife or your husband or your child is on drugs, how to identify it.
Okay.
Tyler, go ahead.
All right. So there's a couple different things that you're going to start noticing, like this, their self-isolation. They'll just, one day they'll be talking to you, and the next day you won't see them for 8 hours. They'll be locked in a room or hiding in their backyard, crouched in a corner or something. They tend to, they'll go to work and stuff, and they'll think that they are doing their responsibilities, but in all actuality, they've done less than a quarter of what they're supposed to do by the time the day ends. You can notice pretty regularly in their eyes as well as most people know. There's some drugs that will keep you up for 4 or 5 days at a time, and after that, you'll start to notice their eyes will get real wide, and they'll start looking kind of like they're in a psychotic state. And in their minds, everybody's out to get them.
Holy cow. And when you say you can see it in their eyes, what are they, dilated?
They get real dilated, but they also look wider.
Wider.
Yeah, like the pupils will be dilated, but the actual, like the coloring in their eyes will look wider.
Uh-huh.
And they'll be, somebody that I know well was addicted, and they called me one day. They were crouched in a corner, and they had convinced themselves that the place that they were staying, that the people were out to kill them.
Yeah.
And
Paranoia. So there's paranoia.
Right, and they had barricaded themselves in the room they were staying in, and crouched in a corner, and begged me to come pick them up because they were convinced that the person there was planning to kill them.
So is this a one type of drug? All drugs?
Well, with different drugs, this is more common in drugs like kratom, meth, and crack.
Isn't kratom something you can buy over the counter?
Yes, most gas stations will sell kratom. It's labeled as 70H.
What do you mean 70H?
That is so there's kratom, and then there is a stronger version of kratom which they call 70H.
And that's legally sold in the state of Georgia.
Yes, they sell it as a they say it's to ease pain, but all it is it's a synthetic opioid. So it's like heroin, but you can buy it over the counter.
Wow.
Yes.
And how many other states is this legal in? Do you know? Or, I mean...
I don't know off the top of my head. I do know that it is very, very easy to get. And from what I understand, they don't really check ages on buying it.
Why is it legal? I mean, why? I mean, I know that's just a...
Well, they've tried to outlaw it before. And somehow they found a way around outlawing it.
The lawmakers found a way around it.
Yes.
Sounds like a payoff to me.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about that before, Vinny.
Yeah.
I mean, why would they allow something like that to be sold over the counter at a gas station?
Money talks.
Because you and I both know, Vinny, in my neighborhood and yours, you go into a gas station, and other than your big ones, we won't name the names of them, but other than your big ones that are on every corner, a lot of the gas stations you go into, they don't speak English very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're not going to check your ID. A 10-year-old can go in and buy anything they want. It's right there. You just pick it up and lay it there, and they'll ring it up and sell it to you.
Right. That's 100% true.
And that's not and I don't care what neighborhood you're in. That's true in every neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we both know that a synthetic opioid is very addictive.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've all seen people that use these synthetic opioids.
Yeah.
What are some of the signs of someone who uses this?
They get very, like, it's kind of relaxed initially. It's they'll lay down and they'll basically almost fall asleep. They're in like a state where if they're not asleep, there's no getting them to respond. You'll just get a bunch of moans. And then after so long of taking it, it will put you into a psychotic state as well.
You'll get violent?
Yes.
Wow.
Because it throws you into a fight or flight mode.
Okay.
And this is after a long-term use.
So there's some people that I know that they went into that fight or flight after taking about 2 bottles.
Is it a liquid? Is it a powder? Is it
capsule?
Capsule.
Yes.
So it's like a pill.
Yes.
Kratom is a pill.
Yes.
So it's not something that you go smoke or
no.
It's a pill. So you go buy this as a pill.
Yes. That is correct.
Vinny, that's crazy, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea of this?
No, I didn't. I've never even heard of kratom. Yeah. So this is an education for me too.
And you can buy this at a gas station.
Yes. A lot of these.
What gas stations have you seen this in?
There's different ones like the shelves and stuff that have the little convenience stores. BPs will sell them.
Can you buy it like at QT, racetrack?
No, those are a lot more regulated. They'll basically only sell you like tobacco products at QTs, racetracks, and they'll sell you those.
So like your you know, the ones like your one-offs. So I guess
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And what would you say the name of the other one was?
Which one? The gas station?
No, Kratom and what?
70H.
70H.
Yes.
And it's a pill too.
Yes, it is a stronger form of the kratom, but it is also a pill.
And it's a synthetic opioid.
Yes.
Vinny, I'm going to have to do some research on this.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to do another story on this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It was big a while back with them trying to get it outlawed. And then all of a sudden everything went quiet on it. And it's been making a pickup in users and stuff recently because they keep coming out with stronger forms of it.
So if you're pulled over by a police officer, and I don't know, he pulls you over for a broken tail light or a registration, past registration due or speeding, pulls you over, and he sees a bottle of this kratom in your cup holder. That's no big deal, nothing. You just get the ticket for the speeding ticket, and that's it, right?
That is correct.
That is crazy.
Nothing he can do.
And not unless you are
high on it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Of course.
Then he gets you for a DUI.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're in the passenger seat and you've taken it, there's nothing he can do.
No.
That's nuts.
That's beyond nuts.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
15-year-old can buy it.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
It's I've
Hey,
heard people
what
say.
is that? What is that I hear? A lot of our listeners moving to Atlanta right now to get themselves.
Oh, Vinny, it's not just this state. Vinny, I'm going to do some research on this.
Yeah.
I'll bet you that you can buy this in
It's
at least 40 states.
Yeah.
it's available in most states.
Wow.
You can also buy it at your local smoke shops like Exhale City.
Yeah. And let me ask you something. What is this like a new drug? How long has this been around?
It's been around for as long as I know, over 10 years.
Yeah. Well, 10 years. Okay. I mean, I've been pretty much sober for longer than 10 years. So I guess that's why I haven't heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Vinny, we're a little bit older.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, I mean, marijuana was grown in somebody's backyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not anything like it is today.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
It's just crazy. It blows my mind that you can buy a synthetic opioid. How would you spot somebody that's taking this synthetic opioid? What would be their behavior?
So most opiate users are you. They really don't leave their respective area.
They
When
get
you
their drugs. They get their drugs, and they go into like a little seclusion, don't they?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I used to stay in hotels around this area, and drug dealers are very prominent in hotels, no
Yeah.
matter how nice they are.
Yeah.
And I would see, as I would go out into the hallway to go to the pool or something, they would knock on these people's doors, and they would just slide the money out and drop it in their hands.
Right.
And the next thing, you wouldn't see that person for 2 days.
Yeah.
How does these people that's buying the drugs get the money?
So that's another thing. Most people in active addiction will borrow money from their family or someone stating that their car's about to get repossessed, or they have no food, stuff like that, because they know that if they sell that to their family, that most likely they'll be able to send them 20, $40, and then they will turn around, instead of, even say they don't have any food, instead of buying food, they will turn around and buy drugs.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yes.
That's just Vinny. I'm kind of lost for words.
I know. Me too, man.
Such a powerful drug, and our lawmakers allow it to be sold over the counter.
Well, what do they care? They made their money. You know. What do they care who it hurts? You know. I mean, it's got to be that, bro. It's got to be a payoff. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Let this drug go. It's got to be Kickback City, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I would have never in a million years of guessed that you could buy. Now, if you would have told me, yeah, it was on the market for 6 months and lawmakers passed a law and they outlawed it and it's done, it's gone, it's out of the state.
Yeah.
I would have said, okay, that's reasonable. But just to leave it on the market.
It's funny, man. A friend of mine texted me today some kind of interaction he had with his health insurance company, and how, it seemed innocent at first, but then he got charged like $600. Yeah, crazy. And he goes, the only thing more evil than health insurance companies is the pharmaceutical industry.
Mm-hmm.
They produce this drug, They made this drug. People love it. And, and they're making tons of money. And they're paying off lawmakers to keep it out there.
Yep.
That's like,
And there's no other explanation for it.
Well, that's like he said, like Suboxone. Suboxone is just
a legal version of heroin.
Yeah, it's a legal version of heroin, but the difference in it.
What?
Government makes money off of it.
This episode is brought to you by the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates, voted the best law firm by the American Institute of Trial Lawyers. When life hits you hard with a serious injury, don't let insurance companies hit you harder with lowball offers and endless runaround. You deserve justice. You deserve compensation. You deserve to win. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates have a high-powered legal team with a nationwide reach and the highest rating on the National Attorney Rating Service. Trial Magazine calls them one of the most influential law firms in America. They win big. Big results at trial court, appeals court, the state Supreme Court, and are recognized as award-winning litigators of the year. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates handle everything so you can heal. Don't face this battle alone. The aftermath of an accident is traumatic enough. Medical bills pile up, pain overwhelms, emotions run high, and that's where they step in to shoulder the legal fight while you focus on what truly matters, your recovery. They are the first law firm to offer a bigger settlement guarantee. If they can't beat the amount of your current settlement with a bigger settlement offer, your legal fees are free. Ready to win your case? Find out in one phone call if you have a case and how much your case is really worth. Call the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates today at 1-888-477-0597 or visit them online at becauseyouwanttowin.com.
I mean, if it's a street drug, the government's not making tax money off of it.
Right.
But if it's Suboxone, the government makes tax money off of it.
Right.
So they don't care if you take Suboxone.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was all done. It's all part of a plan, man. Hey, let's see if we can make a version of this that we can put out there and sell in these convenience stores and make a ton of money.
Yep. Yeah. I bet if you had a lab test done on it, Vinny, I bet it's just the same synthetic opioid that you can buy that's prescribed to you by a pharmaceutical company with just one molecule different, and lawmakers allow it to be sold over the counter because they're being paid off.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There's no other explanation for that. And if anyone has an explanation, a more reasonable explanation, please email us. Let us know.
Don't email us. Come on the show.
Or you can come on the show and talk about it. realprivateeyestories@gmail.com. If you have any inside information on this, let us know, because Lynn and I are just finding out about this. And I'm telling you, buddy, my mind is spinning. I can't think of another reason why this would be allowed unless it was just.
And you're not paying off one lawmaker.
No.
Because one lawmaker can't pass that law.
No, they're making enough money to pay off a slew of lawmakers.
51%.
Across the country.
51% of the lawmakers in this state, at least in this state, is being paid off because 51% has to vote to pass it.
Yeah, so you can imagine how much money they're making.
Yeah.
Yep. So how big of an epidemic is this kratom and this Suboxone? What do you call it?
Well, Suboxone is the drug that they use that
supposedly take you off of heroin. It's like they say it's to help detox you.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, they're just taking your illegal addiction and trading it for one that they can make money on.
Yeah, basically, if you're addicted to heroin and you go to a doctor to get off of it, they write you a prescription for Suboxone, and then they train you to stop taking heroin and to take Suboxone, and they just trade one addiction for the other.
Yeah. So this is all engineered,
Yeah.
This is all, completely engineered. So in other words, it's a huge epidemic, which means they're making money hand over fist.
And the kratom, it's so easily accessible. I spent some time at a treatment center here in Georgia, and one of the patients there was in a vet program, and they had more freedoms, and he was able to walk off the property, walk 5 minutes down the road to the gas station, get kratom, take the bottle, and then come back.
Wow.
One of the patients at the treatment center walked off the property, went to the gas station, and bought this drug and fed his addiction with an over-the-counter drug.
Right.
Vinny.
How was he allowed back in the treatment center? I mean, don't they look for that or test or?
They did test him because they did see him walk back on the property.
Right.
And instead, the only consequences that he got were they extended his time.
I mean,
basically, they extended his time, and in my personal opinion, that wasn't really to help him. That was more so that they could keep lining their pockets with insurance company money.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And the wheel keeps turning, and it goes round and round. Yeah.
But Vinny, if you're in business to make money,
you're
gonna make money. But I mean, I guess it's better.
I know I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lynn. I know I've said this before on this show, but I'm going to say it again. I admire the hustle. I admire it. I see what you're doing there. Pharmaceutical companies, insurance companies, treatment centers. I see what you're doing. Everybody's getting paid, and it just goes round and round. Hey, don't kick them out. Let's bang the insurance company for a couple more weeks.
But then you look at it this way. Let's keep him in the treatment center.
Yeah.
And possibly help him. I'd rather keep him in the treatment center and possibly help him.
Yeah.
And take as much money from the insurance company as possible.
Right. Yeah.
Because let's face it, insurance companies suck.
Yeah, I mean, they serve a purpose, but they're jerks.
No, they don't. Insurance companies don't serve a purpose.
Well, I mean, in cases where someone gets injured.
No. Insurance companies, Vinny, I work with insurance companies daily. They don't serve a purpose.
They don't. So, like, when somebody gets hurt and they can't work and they're due money from an accident, you still say, well, screw. I mean,
Vinny, I got to be careful what I say, buddy. I got to be very careful what I say. But
I understand. But that's a purpose they serve, right?
Okay. You would be better off to eliminate all insurance companies and pay cash.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Because I'll tell you why. My mother-in-law needed a procedure.
Mm-hmm.
And the procedure, she has insurance. She's fully insured, got all kinds of insurance. The insurance, she had for this procedure, I think it was a $600 copay that she had to pay to get this procedure. So, I learned that if she wouldn't have had insurance, that the facility would have done the procedure for $400.
What?
Exactly.
So yeah, the hospitals charge extra because they know they can get it from the insurance company.
Well, the insurance company
or whatever.
Yeah, well, the insurance company has a deal with the hospital that they charge extra or whatever. This is what you charge for this procedure. It's like, okay, if you got health insurance and it says, okay, you have a $15 copay on generic drugs, But if you have a good RX card and you don't use your insurance, you can get that drug for $3.
Wow.
So it costs you more to have insurance.
Yeah, I can see that.
So tell me how insurance has a purpose.
Okay, buddy, you convinced me. Hey.
And if you have to have anything serious done, the only thing that I see that insurance would be good for is catastrophic.
Yeah.
So if it's catastrophic, because if you go in the hospital and you have to have anything serious done, you got a copay. You got a $10,000 copay?
Right.
So if you have to have a surgery, you have to meet the first $10,000 deductible.
Right.
Everything else, you have small deductibles. Like, okay, if you want a generic drug, it's $15 copay. But if you don't have insurance, you can get that same drug for $3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I'll tell you how I found this out. By accident. I took my dog to the doctor, and she had something wrong with her stomach. And they wrote me a prescription for Pepsid. And I take the prescription. They said, we don't have Pepsid here. You got to take it to your pharmacist. I took it to the pharmacist. They wrote me 90 pills of Pepsid. I took it to the pharmacist. It cost me $3 for 90 pills.
Really?
For Pepsid.
Yeah.
If you buy that over the counter, how much is it? For 90 pills, it'll cost you $60.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But the prescription was like $3 for 90 pills.
Yeah.
And there were 10 milligram pills.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, the guy who came up with insurance was a genius.
Now why is the insurance so basically the only thing I can figure out is the reason that they charge you $15 for that copay is so when you go to the pharmacist to get a pill that costs more, the pharmacy will agree to sell it to you, or will sell it to the insurance company and give it to you at your copay price. So so they don't lose money on it because you've paid $15 for these drugs that cost nothing. So now you come in there that cost the pharmacist, okay, well, this prescription, now you got to get a name brand drug. Now you got to pay a $50 copay for this name brand drug, but it costs the pharmacist $100 to fill it. So the pharmacy's losing $100 on it. But since you paid $50, since you paid $15 on all these drugs that the pharmacy paid pennies on, they're not losing money.
Yeah.
So really, the insurance company never has to pay anything for your pills.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
So why are you really paying for that insurance? So if you didn't have insurance, because your insurance company never pays a penny for your pills.
Right.
Your copay covers it. And if you have a prescription that say, oh, well, these really cost $400. No, they don't. The insurance don't pay anything. You've been overpaying for these that you would have paid nothing for. And Publix used to give antibiotics away for free.
Yeah.
You remember that? I don't
Yeah.
know if they still do it or not. I don't use the Publix pharmacy anymore, but they used to give them away for free.
Right. I don't know.
But if you have insurance, you had to pay the copay. You didn't get them for free.
Yeah.
So if Vinny didn't have insurance, he got his antibiotics for free. If I had insurance, I had to pay $15. So those free pills cost me $15. So Kroger was making a fortune.
Yeah.
So now when I come in there with insurance and the pills cost $600, insurance doesn't pay anything because of the deal that they have. But Publix has already made their money because I paid $15 for all that other medication I had to buy that cost them nothing to get.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying. And here's another aspect about insurance that you probably already know. Or I don't know. Maybe you don't know. I saw something a while back that your insurance premium, your monthly insurance premium, 50% of it goes to pay the agent who got you the policy.
I didn't know it was 50%, but I knew a lot of it.
I might be wrong about the percentage, but there's a percentage, and it's a high percentage of the premium cost per month that is paying that agent. That's why you see these insurance agents, these health insurance agents, these life insurance agents in these gorgeous houses.
Yeah.
You know, they retire early. If they got 100 clients that have policies, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, because as long as you keep that policy, they keep getting paid.
Yep. Every month.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's every month. I mean, it's probably quarterly or something. I don't know. But that kind of disturbs me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Wonder when you pay $15 for those pills that cost the pharmacy, 3 cents to fill your prescription. Wonder how much kickback the insurance company gets.
These are all great questions. Anybody out there has the answers to these questions? Anybody that's a health insurance agent, a life insurance agent,
or a pharmacist,
wants to talk about this type of stuff, we'd love to have you. Send us an email, realprivateeyestories@gmail.com.
And we will not tell your name, or we will not put your face.
Yeah, you don't have to appear on the show. We don't have to give your name. If you have classified information, we can blur you out, darken the thing so that they don't see you. I can even disguise your voice with the editing equipment. It could be a whole black bag situation. But yeah, we would love to hear some insider information if you got it. Yeah.
Because we know that if you told their secrets, they'd kill you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no question if you told their secrets, they would kill you.
Yeah, we're already in trouble for exposing the corruption in the police department, Lynn. They're already.
Well, I'll tell you.
We don't want the pharmaceutical company and the insurance companies after us too, right?
Well, I can tell you one thing. I drive real slow through Sandy Springs.
Yeah, you better.
I do.
Yeah.
They hate me with a passion.
Yeah.
They don't like for me telling everybody that their cops buy cocaine from the local cocaine.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
Yeah.
Wow, man. So definitely let us know if you got it. Hey, thanks, Tyler, for being here. That was some great information. I definitely learned something today. We hope you guys did too. If you like stand-up comedy and goofball videos, you feel like laughing, check me out online. My website is vinnie.com, www.vinnie.com. All the links to my social media is there. If you're looking for someone, if you need someone surveilled, if you are trying to serve someone papers, Lynn Lambdin is the best, ladies and gentlemen. Go to his website, hire the man. Tell him your website, Lynn.
LWIAS.com. That is LWIAS.com.
That's right. And thank you, Simple Funding and the accident attorneys of Monge and Associates for sponsoring this episode. If you need any of their services, contact them. Let them know you heard about it on the podcast. Once again, thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Lynn. Hey, guys, we'll see you next week.